You're watching Suddenly Ducks. I'm Bermuda.
And I'm Phil.
And we're playing Shadowrun.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Hand over to Warren if he's ready.
Can't get enough
All
of
right.
that golden crisp. You're watching
Yeah, I think
Suddenly
everything was
Ducks.
ready.
I'm Bermuda.
Just
And
doing
I'm
a double
Phil.
check to see I
We're
didn't
playing
massively screw
Shadowrun.
something up. No, seems fairly good. Okay, so quick summary of last time. You guys finished a sort of a shadow op inside of a motel, which was a front for sort of a meeting place for a lot of corporate middlemen who kind of wanted to meet in the down low and discuss things in person rather than over encrypted matrix channels or through spirit messengers or anything like that. Basically, face-to-face talks. A lot of shit went down. You guys infiltrated a motel, disguised yourselves, ruined some poor dude's life completely. Among many other things. You found what you were looking for, a comlink that had some detailed information about, what the man Walker indicated would be information about the men who set up Tex and his others to be sacrifices to blood mages back in Austin. You got that information, but when you got there, the scene wasn't what you expected. The Decker you expected to be forcefully taking the information from was already dead, brutally murdered, and there were two comlinks on her person. One of them, they were both very, very expensive, high-detailed off-market comlinks, i.e. device rating 6. One of them did indeed have a great deal of information that could be useful to Walker and Tex's case, which you guys handed over to Walker. The other one was an encrypted device that Kix did manage to break through the encryption, but it's nonsense. So apparently there's some other file or some sort of decryption you're missing that is needed to fully decrypt the comlink's hard drive, basically, or optical drive, or whatever, quantum drive, whatever the hell they have nowadays. So you're clearly missing that file, so you have no idea what's needed to fully decrypt it. You can only get broken, sporadic pieces of information, which is what I linked you there. But you can tell immediately from the, some of the words and terms being used inside it, that whatever is contained within the comlink, that it's some heavy-hitting shit, to say the least. So you guys decided to hold on to the comlink. I don't know who has that comlink right now, out of interest. Kix?
Yeah, Kix.
Okay. So that could be very valuable or very dangerous. It's kind of hard to tell at this stage, but you guys decided to hang on to that one and not tell Walker about it just yet. So Walker promised Tex that he'd look into everything he'd found and he'd get back to you as soon as he could, but he told you to stay safe because things are getting dangerous and heating up and all that, other stuff. Some other things you guys need to do is find the Decker Zane for either the Triads or the Well-Dressed Man. I think you guys decided the Well-Dressed Man because it would pay off your debt to him, but you have 2 months to do that and it's only been 2 weeks, so we can get back to that at some other point. And then after your run, you guys decided to break up for the night, take whatever little new and you could get from the job, which is very little, and head back to your squats or your apartments or whatever else. A couple of you had some weird personal things going on that you can look into yourselves at some point. Or like at the start of this game, but we'll just get on to the main thing right now. Kix, besides all that stuff I told you about yesterday, your old personal stuff. Basically, like in the middle of the night, you get woken up by a message from your cyberdeck or your comlink. I guess your comlink is actually like slave to your cyberdeck, probably. You get a ping indicating you received a message, and it's from an old contact of yours, an old friend, and I say friend with like quotation marks, as in you barely know her. It's Sylvia. You haven't seen her in years, not since she helped you and Rocket on a run a long time ago. And she says she basically wants to meet you in the Matrix to talk about a job. She tried to get through to Rocket and his group, but they've either gone silent or gone to ground or something, and you can confirm that because you haven't heard from Rocket since you broke up a while ago, or any of his ex-crew, so you don't know what's going on with them. But she couldn't find them, so she heard you had got in with a new crew, and that maybe you're looking for work, and she's looking to hire.
Yep.
It's just a quick text message, and she wants to actually meet you face to face or persona to persona inside the Matrix. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to go alone? Like she says, meet her whenever. Just send her a text message and she'll be on. She'll send you where to meet her in the Matrix, or do you want to like gather the other group and all go together? It's up to you.
Yeah, I'd contact the rest of the guys and see if they're available for a potential job. That I don't yet know the nature of, but hey, we got some possible work.
She said it would pay very well, and not only that, the universe would reward you.
So you guys, come on. The universe, big spender.
I guess if we're having a conversation before and I ask, they pay very well. Is there a number to that?
She didn't mention, but she said more importantly, the universe would reward you, whatever the hell that means.
Like,
It's our chance to do some good.
Kix, how does the universe reward us?
Well, ask yourself this: how has the universe already rewarded you, She?
I had to do this shitty job. I live in Seattle, probably one of the worst places on the country. I've been shot at for a lot of my life.
How dare you?
Let's think. Ooh, I'm not a business executive. I'm an elf, so that doesn't really help as well. All of that.
It's actually better than being a human in some cases. So.
Well, in Seattle, though?
Yes and no. Elves out of all like the meta humanity besides humans have it way better than like dwarves or orcs or whatever. Like, way better.
Speaking of orcs, is she an orc or like a half orc here?
She's an orc.
Okay.
So yeah, the universe hasn't rewarded me that much, to be honest, but
Yes, but you shoot ladies in genitals, so you have not really earned good karma.
You get out what you put in, She.
A fair point.
So
Maybe
he deserves an arrow to the
maybe,
genitals as well?
Maybe universe will reward you afterwards.
I only done it once, Giant. Once.
Well, Giant read horoscope today, said would be presented with great opportunities, so Giant is fine with job.
I'm pretty sure if you start doing nice things, it's going to be pretty good, She. You want to, come on.
Oh, She, you are typical Scorpio.
Wow.
You believe
I never
in
knew
that
Giant
Giant?
was so into horoscopes.
Learn something
Very
new every day.
important. Discovered it recently.
Were you a fortune teller in your past, Giant?
I don't know.
Is that what you did in Russia?
Why you say mistakes? By the way, Warren, I don't know if this is deliberate, but Tex's personal missions. You've had Walker, we've had Tex. Is the next NPC going to be called Ass Ranger?
Perhaps.
Yes.
Better be.
Would fit so perfectly. Anyway, sorry.
It's fine.
That was a perfect. That was
Walker
perfect
may have been
tangent.
called Walker for certain reasons, not too far from that, but yeah.
So
He's
who's
Walker,
in?
the Texas Ranger.
Who's in and who's out?
I can come. I got
You
nothing
guys
to
haven't
do
got
today.
paid much recently in recent missions, so this is the first one that might actually pay well. So.
Giant
I
is
could
so
set
close
a-
to being able to afford flying feet. Giant will come.
I can set aside some time for my busy day of sniffing cram.
I
Need a hobby,
guess.
Tex.
I guess I can interrupt my initiation again.
Stop bitching,
Go
Amber.
with you, bitches.
You can sit this one out and just meditate or whatever you're doing.
You're probably just going to sense anything anyway, which is fine. You can sense from anywhere, right?
Yes, but if the magic drac hits the fan, I need to be there to help you.
The same one in Cabbage Patch Kids.
So can you say that a bit slower, Murdoch?
Just
They're garden girls,
one
Murdoch.
of your Cabbage Patch Kids.
They're garden girls.
It's garbage pail kids.
Are you talking about those creepy little dolls he brings that spray rainbow everywhere?
Yeah, those things.
Shadowrunners are so fucked up.
Murdoch, I don't know if I should even ask, but have you been taking your medication?
I don't need drugs. Drugs aren't for me. I'm pretty good. Come on, let's go.
I'm going to
Giant-
take that as a no.
Giant, you hold him down, I'll feed him his medicine.
Okay.
So if you're gonna go to the meet, it's in the Matrix, so you guys don't even need to be there personally. You can literally just be in your bedrooms or whatever. As long as you have a comm link that can display AOR, or like if you want to go in yourselves with trodes or whatever, if you don't have a data jack, it's all gravy. Okay.
We should all just go in the same bedroom.
No.
I'm not
Well, apparently
participating
Tex's
anymore.
bedroom is like the gangbang area, so I mean, if you guys all want to head to Texas to do this,
Yeah.
it's fine by me.
That's probably like a quarantine zone by this point after what we did to it.
Yeah.
I mean, Firehead probably needs a shower, so yeah, he'll come.
Every
Significant
stain is just a
portion.
memory.
Of my lifestyle is going to Febreze at this point.
You can go anywhere, right? Like, you could be anywhere, right, Warren?
Yeah, the Matrix is like, well, it's like the internet except quantum level basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just be anywhere as long as you have a comm link. You can like fully access the Matrix. So,
Alright, I go to the local sports bar.
yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Just to establish
Is that the
Giant's
sports
Matrix
bar
persona
from?
is his head.
Yes, Warren. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Right.
What did you say, Joss?
Giant's Matrix persona is just a giant version of his head. He has no body.
That's like Big Jazz level fucked up.
I won't be going to the Matrix meeting. I have no way to access the
Okay.
Matrix.
Oh yeah,
in
you don't
person.
like that shit, don't you?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone who wants to go can go. All right. So this is what happens. Let me.
I'd vomit.
Oh, now I want to make a Matrix persona. Oh.
Does a data bomb go off and kill us all?
It's not
Yes, the entire
how that
Matrix
works.
explodes.
Yeah.
Do not type Google into Google, guys. This is what happens.
All right. So you send a text to Sylvia saying you'll meet her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'll bring in some friends.
All right. So everyone but Amber, yes.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
What's Firehead's persona just like a flame?
It's a shark with a lot of fucking flames around it.
Sweet.
A hammerhead shark, of course.
I like to think it's not actual flames, but you've like painted "Go Faster" flames on the sides of the shark.
Okay, so the meet location in the Matrix that she sends you is a host, and the host is in a sort of it's a pretty rundown host, or it's like lower level. It's a public one, and it seems to be the basis of a forums and various social media sites. And most of them are like Earth Dawn, The Great Mother Begins, all this sort of, activist hippie crap, basically.
Hippie feminist environmentalist.
Basically, my way of saying you're meeting in like the shithole of Tumblr. Forums,
Okay.
kind of thing.
Awesome.
So it's
Tumblr
not
mention number 1.
it's not super secure, but like that's basically where you're meeting. Okay. So you're meeting in a sort of off the grid version of the host, if you know what I mean, which is obvious that they use for more anarchic kind of meetings, if you know what I mean. And it kind of looks like this. And when you get there, the persona of Sylvia, which is basically, she kind of looks like a dryad from like mythical terms, if you know what I mean. She's like a tree woman, basically. That's what her persona looks like. And you meet her there, and she just sort of smiles and says, "What up, chummers? Welcome to the greatest site on the Matrix."
Do you know porn here?
She just sort of looks at you and says, "That's part of the patriarchy. We don't do porn."
Oh,
Love her
Yeah, it's
already.
awesome. Look at the lights over there.
Anyway, she just sort of looks over you and goes up to Kix's persona. What does your persona look like, Kix, actually?
A pink unicorn with wings.
Alright, so you guys see a pink unicorn with wings getting hugged by a elf tree lady thing in the Matrix. Weird times.
Nice.
Anyway, she just says all, how have you been, blah, 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 things like that. Then she gets on to the point at hand and says, "The Great Mother is weeping. I've heard her call through the spirits, and she has claimed that her creatures, small and low, need your help. There's a terrible organization of people known as Genome who work for, what's that corp called? Let me just find it. Again.
Nestle.
Might as well be Nestle, Uh, oh yeah, Evo. Sorry. Yeah, who are a subsidiary, well, a distant subsidiary of Evo, which they basically keep quiet and sort of distance from. The corp's called Genome, and we brought plenty of lawsuits against them numerous times, and many of my activist brothers and sisters have tried to bring down their tyrannical destruction of the Great Mother, but we haven't had much luck. Every time we get far enough to bring them to the point where they have to, do something about it, backroom deals and money gets changed hands with the powers that be, and our course gets thrown out or delayed for literally centuries at a time. So we've decided that we can't ignore the Great Mother's weeping anymore, and we need to do something about this in person. We need to get some solid information, solid data that they can't refute in court and can't, delay us as circumstantial evidence or just throw it out. We need solid factual information that we can take to the patriarchal courts so that they'll finally listen to us.
What do you suspect they're up to?
She just sort of, shakes for a minute and says, "Oh, sister, if I was to tell you, you would weep with me." And then she sort of cries visibly for a moment and says, "I haven't seen it in person, but the Great Mother and her spirits speak to us and say that terrible things happen to creatures inside their building in Seattle. They have other bases where they do their foul deeds all over the UCAS and various other nations. But we know that the one in Seattle is among their worst. If we were to gain information there, we could break this conspiracy wide open."
I'm all for it then.
Okay, and then she just sort of smiles and sort of runs up to you and hugs you again and says, "I knew you would, sister."
I stomped my hooves with excitement, doing a little dance, a little drum dance. Yes, look at my hooves.
So she digitally attaches a little sort of badge to your persona, which basically has Earth Mother symbol on it and a lot of other things. And, she just smiles at you and says, "Wear it with pride."
Oh yeah, I hope it's the triple goddess moon symbol, yeah?
Yeah, basically.
I just imagine it's a vulva.
It's just a vagina, yeah.
Yeah, and she just, if any of you look at her expectantly like she's going to give you a badge, she just sort of looks at you like you're scum, and then just sort of walks back. Then she goes and says, "If you bring back any concrete information that we can bring to the courts that will bring down Genome, we'll pay you very handsomely, but we'll also pay you additional Newen if you can free any of the tortured poor creatures that reside in that place and bring us evidence that you released them as well."
So like their pelts. No, I'm kidding.
She also says, "The Great Mother is a forgiving spirit, but if anyone stands in your way, she'll forgive you if you have to do harm to them. They've already corrupted the Earth more than anyone else, and they're too far gone to redeem anymore."
Let me guess, you want us to collect their scalps as well?
No, she doesn't care if you kill anyone. She's not going to give any extra Newen for it. She just wants you, if you find any animals or any tortured souls, as she calls it there, and if you free them and bring evidence, she'll give you extra Newen for every one you free or whatever. But the main thing she wants you to do is to find data about their research and proof that they're committing basically unethical research or atrocities and things like that.
She wants to use this in court, right?
She wants to use it in court, but she does sort of grin and say that if it's too strong and you can't find any information or if things go bad, I'll pay you a down payment if you can at least burn that hellish place to the ground.
How about we do all three?
She'd rather you didn't burn it to the ground, but only as a last resort if you can't find any information or hard concrete information you could bring to a court. Then if you burn it to the ground, sure, she'll give you a lot less Newen, but it will be something.
Yeah.
But that won't get rid of all the other installations throughout the UCAS that they have. So, she basically wants to bring down the whole organization, not just burn down one of their labs, basically.
I bring up a point saying, if this information was stolen from their labs, isn't that admissible in court, or...?
She'll just grin and say, "We may come upon the information, but they'll have no evidence against us. So we may get the information, it'll be undisputable, but yeah, one crime is a crime, but this crime is against nature itself."
So do you need the nature of this job to stay off of the trids, or is it alright if what goes down here becomes, part of public information.
Well, she just sort of looks at you like you're stupid. Oh, man, I told you, if you can do it silently and just get the information, that's better. But if you have to resort to going loud, then fine.
Burning the place to the ground it is.
I guess I could be like, all right, so you've told us what to do, but you haven't gave us numbers.
She just sort of sighs and said, "Is the reward of the Great Mother not enough for you?"
No.
Sadly,
it's
we're
not.
men. We need money.
Does the Great Mother have a place for us to stay and eat?
She just sort of looks at you like you're stupid again, Tex, and says, "The world is where you stay. You stay here by her liberty. The fact that you're alive now is by her graces. Isn't that enough?"
Oh, I always thought it was due to my great cunning, but somebody's got to feed Yosemite here, and Giant eats a lot as well, so we're going to need some kind of a payment.
Okay, let me calculate this for a second.
Would it be ridiculously insulting to her if my avatar was like my fly drone, but like a massive dong with like little wings that's constantly dripping?
Right, so... Jesus Christ. So she offers you... Oh, fuck's sake, man.
So a penis with wings, yeah.
Yeah.
Wings, or like, is it roto?
No, like I was thinking maybe roto, but either that or like little fly spy wings. I don't know, probably roto.
Like that political talk that got interrupted by the dildo with the little helicopter thing on top of it.
So she just kind of stomps her, feet for a moment and says, "Fine, you men are so materialistic. We'll pay you. Me and my sisters have gathered quite a bit to our various lawsuits against various, unscrupulous organizations like Genome. But the courts have more or less failed us, so we have no choice to go through this. So if you succeed, we'll give you the funds we raised as charity to bring down these hellish corporations. I think we have about 42,000 yuan gathered up. If you were to bring us the files and do it quietly, we'd give you that. If you were to bring us the files and release all the animals, we'd give you 56k.
And is there any sort of a discount if this ends up on the Trid feeds?
She just sort of says, if it ends up on the Trid feeds and if you have to go loud, I'll offer you half of that.
So Tex sends a DNI text to everybody else asking if they're okay with that payment.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, I suppose if we're digging around in there anyway, we could, if this payment's not enough, we might find something else we could sell,
Well, you're right in a lab full of unscrupulous shit, so there's a very likely payday of some kind.
Exactly.
So once we've completed this job here, how you want us to get into contact with you?
She just says, we'll meet here, of course. Just, Sister Bermuda can just send me a message and we'll meet here again.
I want to kill
Sister
this orc.
Kix, sorry. Sister Kix, sorry.
It's fine.
At this point, I'll just log out and just chat with the people in the sports bar.
My thing flies around a bit, bumping into some of the other people in the room, and then I log out.
Alright, anyone else want to ask anything else?
No, this entire time, Giant's been trying to work out how to stop his avatar from rotating.
How to make his head's just been rotating.
He has a computer dice pool of 0, so he hasn't managed it yet.
How does he find actually get on to here? Does he need Amber's help or something?
Guess you guys send them a link or something.
He knows how to log in. That's about it.
Kix would just ask Sylvia or Serenity if she was able to contact Rocket and the old crew, which the answer's no, and Kix also hasn't been able to get in touch with them either. So just
you all have her as a contact, by the way. Sorry. Yeah.
It's fine. Just kind of confirming that she doesn't know where they are either. So it's like, okay, well, thought I'd ask.
No, she hasn't seen them in like forever.
Yeah.
So.
Did we get an address and stuff for this lab?
Yep, the lab is in Tacoma, just on the edge of what do you call it? Fort Lewis. I'll show you where it is.
Let's rent a big old bus.
Lab is here. Literally on the edge.
Do we have to go through any checkpoints?
Through Tacoma? No. If you were going into Fort Lewis, there would be checkpoints at the ass because it's a military base, but not on the edge. It's very likely they're close to Fort Lewis because Fort Lewis also has a huge zoo of para critters. So it's very likely they consult with various experts there.
So we're going to have to deal with the UCAS military on this one. It's awfully close to Fort Lewis. Texas.
Sorry, what do you ask? Sorry?
We're going to have to deal with the UCAS military on this one. It's awfully close to one of their bases.
She just shakes her head and says, "Oh no, it's in the industrial district, just close to Fort Lewis. It's mostly a place of office blocks and other patriarchal nonsense. But I don't think the patriarchy's forces in Fort Lewis will be very interested."
Yeah, I'm going to judge intentions her on that.
Okay. Yeah, she's quite serious. As serious as a tree lady persona can be.
Alright, so Tex just says, alright, well, we'll be in touch, and then logs out.
Okay. She doesn't know anything about, like, its security or anything else. Like, she literally knows jack shit about this place, except it's, like, basically, she's an awakened shaman, so she's been told by... Basically, her mentor spirit is literally the Great Mother. It's basically just told her that it senses, like, pain and suffering from there, if you know what I mean.
Also, she was actually being serious. I thought she was just, like, crazy.
No, there is actually a mentor spirit called the Great Mother.
There's no higher authority than that.
Like a tree and leaf.
But mentor spirits may just be, like, something your brain creates yourself.
Yeah,
so
you literally can just make them up, and she probably is half crazy, yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, she's like a fucking radical feminist hippie thing. They're all fucking crazy in some way or another. Radical anything is crazy.
Yeah, they're called radicals.
Yep. Alright, so where do you guys want to meet up in Tex's apartment to discuss things? Or what do you want to do? Because you're outside of the Matrix now. And I presume someone...
Do you have a build of, like, she and Kix's current apartment? Do you have one of those?
No, I don't actually. I have the crew apartment you're going to have next month. I have Giant Squad, Firehead Squad, and Texas old apartment, but it never came up that it was needed,
Firehead's been, like, sleeping in my bathtub so often. Why don't we go crash his apartment?
Yeah.
If you guys want to see his apartment, sure.
Yes. Full of IKEA furniture.
Bear in mind, me and Firehead currently live in active war zone.
Yeah. They live in said riot zones in Redmond, so...
Nobody's gonna mind.
Oh, Ollie, did you actually write that? I'm looking for guns. Oh, God damn it, Ollie.
I was going to, but then I got distracted by Final Fantasy. I'm sorry.
Nerd!
Don't play Final Fantasy while you're playing Shadowrun.
No, I mean, not now, but I mean, like, when I was trying to, like, think of a backstory about going to, going to the riots and that, you know, like, having myself a good time.
Having a good time.
Oh, what's that about? Oh, shit.
Yeah, let me just finish. Do you really want to go to Firehead's thing? It's like, shit.
It's IKEA furniture.
Yeah, it's singed.
It's not even IKEA. He lives on some massive shithole.
It's near Tacoma, right?
His place? No.
No. The place we're hitting.
Yeah.
It went slightly roboty.
He's got to look nearest house to it, you know.
All right. Well,
if
this
anyone
is
lives in Puyallup or Renton, that'd probably be the closest.
Yeah, that's mine and Kix's then.
Well, I mean, this is Firehead's place. If you're going to go there, let me just.
Well, we could go to Kicks and Cheese and use bear with me here, guys. We could use the power of imagination.
This is literally Firehead's place.
Wow.
Yeah, like since
So you should all be smaller, like that's it.
Carry on. Timed out.
He lives in a basement. That's a generator. That's on. This is his weightlifting set. That's where he cooks food. That's where he sleeps. These are all his stuff from Sweden he hasn't unpacked yet.
Where does he
It's a comfy
poop?
couch.
Backpack furniture.
And
He
I'm
poops
back.
upstairs in the bar
Outside,
where he
yeah.
lives or whatever. Yeah.
Where are we?
Your place.
Oh, we decided to go to my place. Okay.
Well,
Dirty laundry over
I
here.
remember just seeing it, you know.
That's the toilet right there, Kicks.
Oh god.
There's probably like scorch marks all
Yeah.
over the place as well.
Since mine and Kix's place is nearest to the location where we're going, I'll suggest we go there, you know.
Okay, well, I
Nice.
don't have a map for it just yet, so we'll just
We'll imagine
presume.
it's this one.
Yeah, we'll just presume you guys are there, because there's not going to be a need for it, because like you're never going to be there after next month. So.
No.
I don't play role-playing games to imagine things, Warren. Give me a fucking map.
Okay, this is their place, and they're gathering their belongings for when they move next month. There we go.
There
Problem
you
solved.
go.
Yeah, we're packing.
This is the basement of their place.
Why do you have a waste paper bin full of troll shit?
What, you don't, Giant?
Like
This
fire,
is Kix's sex dungeon, I'm sorry, Giant.
I
Bondage
see.
pony.
fucking
But all
firehead
makes
sneaks
sense.
in and shits in their garbage bin.
Your toilet, you don't have one.
Oh, it's a long trek to take a dump, man.
Shit.
Blue screened, apparently.
Yeah,
Is he back?
I'll be back in a second.
He's
Alright.
typing on Skype, so...
Okay. Alright, so what's your guys' plan? You don't really know much about anything about the building you're going to, because, well, frankly, the hippie chick didn't really know anything, so...
Alright,
Matrix
guys,
search.
Yep.
I have a plan. We get a buzz, we strap a bunch of C4 to the front of it, we drive it through the gate, and then we detonate the C4. I've seen this, the buzz won't blow up, I promise. Then we get out and then storm the building.
No.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
fine.
That's all Giant says.
Let's call that Plan B.
Plan, X.
Plan Omega.
Use the sewers.
Plan N for no.
Kicks. Just check the municipal records. I'm sure we can use the sewers to get in.
Oh yeah.
Does
Do it,
Murdoch
sewer
like,
stomping.
take his antipsychotic drugs with him? Like bring him around?
Everywhere.
He doesn't use them anyway, so it's
Yeah,
like,
it's like
he
right
just
now,
feels
like,
better when he has them or something. I don't know.
I literally go over to Giant and say, I'm too happy, fucking hold him down and I'll feed him his drugs.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a sneaking to try and sneak behind Murdoch.
Do you really need to sneak behind him? You could just charge him.
Okay, 2 successes.
No, but I
Murdoch.
get,
so
I get so
sneaky.
many more points if I get like an extra dice with everything while I'm up. Come
Yeah,
on.
but just too much happiness is pissing she off.
And Giant is too stupid to refuse she. He thinks he's helping you, Murdoch. I'm sorry.
Wait, you actually rolled for things?
No,
Yeah.
I'm sneaking.
God damn it!
Okay, well, roll perception, Murdoch, to notice the giant sneaking up behind you.
And remember, you get a +1 because you're manic.
Yeah. We're gonna shove the antidepressants down his throat.
Yeah, man. Fucking. Turn you the fuck off.
Oh.
Your happiness annoys me.
Yeah. Have you never seen anyone, like, when you're in a shitty place, just really happy and it just annoys you?
Okay, so you see me as I try and bear hug you from behind.
So you can make a dodge, Murdoch, and
Yep.
Giant can make a grapple.
Okay, so I'm going to charge for the +2, so you get... Well, you would get a +1, but I have ridiculous reach, so yours is just flat.
You should have pulled a Bill Cosby and just like put it in some barbecue sauce.
Oh dear.
So
Wait.
click your armor. Where is it? On your thing. It's armored jacket.
Yep.
If you just
There's
click
like
armored
some-
jacket, and then I think it's modifier 0 all around, yeah.
Yeah, the armor bit doesn't matter.
Plus 1 dodge because you're manic or whatever. So.
Oh, I didn't do that. There's +1 success then.
Double plus.
Yeah, you added a plus. You shouldn't add a plus anything.
Oh.
You should just leave it as blank. Whatever the number is. Okay, you're doing some weird. Let me just.
It's still the double plus again.
Yeah. Okay. It should work now. I added a 0 to the average miss thing, so it should do it probably. So try it again. There we go.
He dodges.
And that's also +1 as well. I didn't bother rolling.
Yeah, so he does dodge anyway. So he dodges giant as he tries to grab him.
Runs between your legs or something.
Yeah.
You can't catch me! You can't catch me! Ah!
Great, so now basically, the following is happening in fucking wild goose chase. Right.
Benny Hill music.
Yep.
Murdoch, hold still. This is for your own good.
Don't do it. It's great.
Alright, so
good.
while they're running around like crazies, what do the rest of you want to do?
Matrix search, the location of this place.
Do you remember how to do that? Or do you want me to refresh your memory?
Let me...
Text will assist you.
Computer plus intuition.
Firehead is just amazed that this looks exactly as his place.
No, this is our basement, not our apartment.
Oh, you get a +0.
Oh, well, it's a thought that counts. Oh, hold on, I don't even have my character sheet up. Hello. I've gone full noob.
Okay, what's the second thing?
It was the second thing was an accident.
Okay, so 3. Okay. Okay, so you know that the building is called Genome Research, Seattle. Okay. You know that its location is in Tacoma, just on the border of Fort Lewis, as is confirmed by your talk with Sylvia. It's in Lakeview, which is a industrial estate near Fort Lewis. The building itself is listed as a office and research center. Two things about it. Well, you find some public schematics about the building, but most of them are classified, so you only know, well, not classified, they're private, basically, and they've been privately catered by a megacorp, so the building itself was built by a megacorp of some kind, probably a Evo, considering it's a subsidiary. Mm-hmm. The building consists of a top floor. It's a 4-floor office building, and then it also has a sub-basement area which descends far below it, which is classified as the research area. Okay, so the office and the administrative quarters of Genome in Seattle are located in the upper area, and then the research center is below it in a subterranean research center, if you know what I mean. It doesn't go into specific blueprints about the research place, but you have fairly concise blueprints of the 4-story building. The building itself is kind of spacious. You can tell that it is with your Matrix Search of 3, you can see that it's publicly protected by a private security company called SecureTech, which are basically a company that specializes in both Matrix security and physical security. as well as like minoring and sort of magical security. So they're mostly like a physical security company. They're not massively well known. They're like one of the smaller security companies. They don't work for any megacorp or anything like that. They're a far, far sort of offshot of Ares. They're like they are a subsidiary of Ares, but like they're so small time. They're not anything close to Lone Star or the likes of Knight Errant or anything like that. They're a very small security company. They do private security for lower sort of stage megacorps, if you know what I mean. That is mostly everything you know about the building. It doesn't specify what their research is in, but basically Genome is as I said, a branch of Evo, and they seem to specialize in genetic research, obviously. And mostly a lot of their literary papers from the scientists and that work for them for the last 10 years has been about genetic splicing. Okay, so it seems that they kind of are quite involved with studying of paranormal critters or paranormal creatures and how their genes can be used for, modern products and genetic augmentation and things like that.
Okay. Something just occurred to me. I mean, maybe we don't physically have to go there. I mean, I don't know. Like,
well,
I assume she needs a team for a reason, but like,
your matrix
just
search
after data.
Your matrix search also turns up that there is a very public host, which is basically their version of their website, if you know what I mean. It displays all the normal things you would think if you went to any sort of tech company or science company of any kind. It displays their research. You have links to like their their various published papers. Has like business inquiries, things like that. It's very formal. Like literally, when you're inside their host, if you go into it, it basically looks like what you would imagine is like sort of a tour through like a very mythical lab. Everything is clean, precise. You can click on various things to describe like the sciences of what they do, things like that, if you know what I mean. None of it looks particularly unethical to you. So if they are doing anything that like Sylvia claims is like really fucking like bad science, they're clearly not public about it, if you know what I mean.
Just a quick question: have these guys been like had any like breaking research that has advanced like bio upgrades and or cyber tech stuff?
They're mostly known for some minor sort of patents into various bionics, if you know what I mean, and things like that.
Yeah.
Like and the creation of artificial organs and things like that. They're not exactly by any means a leader in the field, but some of their theories and their theorems are very out there, if you know what I mean. And if they were to ever pan out, it would make them, one of the largest sort of pillars of Evo's empire, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, like, if any of the things they're researching ever came to fruition, it would instantly make them like multi-billionaires, if you know what I mean.
Right. Okay. So it's not like if we took this company out, like we would see like a crash in like the prices for, or like a rise in prices for.
No, they're known for like thousands of minor patents that like other companies bought up and used in part of their research, but nothing they've ever done has ever really been a breakthrough, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's been enough to get them by and make them a significant corp, if you know what I mean. So they're not like a AAA, they're not even a AA, they're not even an A, they're like a B company, if you know what I mean, of a subsidiary of a subsidiary, basically.
Like, what say if there'd be like, would they have like a they would have security on site, yeah, but would they also have like a backup, like reinforcements if they did get attacked or anything?
Well, the area they're in is a security rating, so you could expect a high threat response team in anything between like 15 to 25 minutes.
Alright. So if we go in, it needs to be a smash and grab. Like very
well,
quick.
if you go in and smash and grab and get detected, you have like 25 minutes at the most before like Knight Errant would show up and like just arrest you for breaking and entering, basically. And maybe corporate espionage or whatever else you get charged with.
We should all just buy lab coats. We will blend in perfectly. No one will ask questions.
Giant. I'm not sure the last time I saw a giant scientist. Then again, I've never really saw a scientist.
That is why they will not ask questions. It is so unusual. They will be feel too awkward to say anything. That is discrimination.
I don't think some of the humans of this planet.
Or I could be test subject.
Of this planet?
You take me down to lab. Rub strange ointment on head, see what happens.
It could work, but wouldn't we need like fake IDs to get us in? Like, surely they have the entire like.
The hell is an ID?
Wait, what?
The hell is an ID? You mean a sin?
Yep, that. We need like a fake sin, right?
I got.
Well, I mean, if you're just gonna walk in there in the middle of the day, it might be more difficult.
Yeah.
I have an answer, but my character's too stupid, so I can't say anything.
Like, our best chance is what Murdoch suggested earlier, I guess. If it's connected to, like, the sewers or anything like that, we go through there, come up in the middle of the night.
That's every tunnel.
Yeah, they might have some sort of, like, an authorization list, maybe on their host or one of their computers. We might be able to add our SIN information to that authorization list.
Oh, I like the way you think.
Thank you, Aaron.
Of course, I was also impressed with your performance in the last job, impersonating a motel guest after stalking him down and.
For the record, just because, just for the people who aren't like super versed in Shadowrun or still getting used to the universe, just because it says like the corp is like not even really on the map in terms of like looking at corporations, if you know what I mean. They're super minor corporations like that are subsidiaries of like massive megacorps tend to be a lot sketchier than they look. Okay, especially ones like this. Generally means that even though they themselves are nobodies, it just means that Evo has an even bigger grasp of them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not relevant, but maybe Evo has a lot of interest in them, and they're protecting them quite significantly. So you never know what you're going to see when you get into these kind of things. So like,
can we just do a straight matrix search on their security company?
Yeah, you can just straight up go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll assist you on this.
Yeah. So the security company is SecureTech.
Ooh, a +1.
Did you give me a +1? Okay.
Yeah, just roll
one
more.
I'll roll one more.
Is there any way to find out, like, the building plans, like, the blueprints for it?
You have blueprints of the building. It looks like your standard 4-story office building. There's nothing really exceptional about it. On the ground floor, not the subterranean floor, the ground floor, there's a sort of back entrance which seems to deliver like bulk items, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's indicated that there's a heavy security gate of some kind at the back of it. But there's like literally there's only really 2 ways into the building on the ground floor. You can either go in through the front door, which is basically like sort of like a foyer with a secretary and a welcome to Genome. What can I do with you? What can I do for you? Kind of thing. And then there's like the back entrance, which is protected by a wire fence with it's protected to a good degree, and it's barricaded. And the only way in there would be if you're like making an official delivery in a truck of some kind. So,
what about making that like they've like I'm not sure how. Like, if we could get underneath it, could we say like go through the sewers and find where it's connected and like make a hole so we could climb up?
Okay, just for the record, just because you have the blueprints of the building doesn't mean you have the municipal blueprints of the city of Seattle. That's like purely like the only people who would know that are like the public planning services of like the Seattle Metroplex. And
how hard would it be to get that stuff?
Very, 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 very hard because
we're gonna rent a house in a nearby neighborhood and just tunnel.
Major utilities of cities are one of the things that governments protect greatly. Okay.
Oh, okay. So from like what I grasped is like they actually have like an office where you could just walk in and like a reception, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
As for your results of 5 successes, yeah, 5 successes. Mm-hmm. Okay, SecureTech. SecureTech is a very minor company. They are, in fact, a distant subsidiary of Ares. They're a rather sort of, from what you can tell, you actually got enough hits to know. They're actually a branch of Knight Errant, okay? They are a sort of a low-key branch that companies that Ares or other megacorps have an interest in protecting tend to go to when they don't want other people to know that it's actually Knight Errant guarding a place. Okay? So, Securitech is basically a front, as best I could describe it, for Knight Errant. So they tend to be like on the outside, or at least on places that are like, you know, deemed to be not relevant to put a large amount of money into protecting. The Securitech guys will wear the Securitech uniform. They'll walk around like guards with like flashlights, maybe a sidearm or a taser, very low body armor, and, you know, just walk around, you know, making sure a bunch of kids don't break in, kind of thing. But then when it comes to like heavily like corporate interest areas, full on Knight Errant guys will be guarding it, if you know what I mean, and they'll be wearing full on Knight Errant stuff, but they're not publicly advertised as being Knight Errant on the outside, if you know what I mean. So you now know that the building, maybe the office building, is very likely protected by Securitech, but the lab is very likely protected by Knight Errant itself.
Okay, and I share this information with the crew so they can think and plan accordingly.
That was a Shadow community knowledge, Warren, just to see if the Shadows have heard anything about this front, like if they're known for having like toxic spirits or anything really fucked up.
No, Knight Errant tends to pride itself. Like all of you know this pretty much by default. Knight Errant tends to pride itself on being very by the book. They don't do anything unorthodox. They're generally more competent than Lone Star. Lone Star's way of doing things is apply force, and if that doesn't work, apply even more force. Knight Errant tends to be, you know, apply force tactically, and if that doesn't work, call in like the super tactical big guns, if you know what I mean. So they do make heavy use of spirits, drones, and like, you know, sophisticated equipment, but for the most part, Knight Errant is a on the ground like grunt work kind of thing with small squad tactics. A lot of them are ex-military, and they're quite well trained. Okay. As for that thing about them being a front, it's you know, the most that you got from that, Aaron, is that it's quite common for groups like Knight Errant or Lone Star or other like large-scale private security corps that are very well known in the world to put up front companies like this when they don't want Shadowrunners in particular to know that they're protecting someplace.
Those guys really didn't expect us to have a decker to get this information.
I just didn't know how Nova hot she would be.
Yeah. Let's go into her head.
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, or maybe they just don't think it's going to make a difference. Who knows?
Maybe we need to take a look at their host before we can make a more in-depth plan. Because if we're going to try and to get it there, if we are going to try and to get into building looking legit, we will need more information.
Mm-hmm.
How about this, guys? Wait, do schools still do school trips in Shadowrun?
We're going pretending to be school children.
No.
Giant does look like my old kindergarten teacher.
We take some school children hostage.
No, we go look at the place, make sure it's safe to bring school kids there, you know, like a health and safety report, you know. Like, Giant is our security expert. Harry, or your mic's fucked.
Harry's our robot.
Yeah.
You sound better now.
What kind of world do you exist in, Ollie, where they do health and safety inspections in a random office to see if it's safe for children? What the fuck?
I meant more of the lab. Like, we go to the lab being like...
Yes, I'm sure the
Let us in your secret lab.
The secret research company that works for like a megacorp does daily visits to their secret diabolical lab of fucked upness for school children.
That was actually one of the main changes in the Sixth World. Like, people turned into different metahumans, you know, some people became mages, and school children were brought to secret labs to do field trips.
Yeah.
Okay.
And children, if you'll look to your left, you'll see where we splice monkey DNA with humans.
Yay!
And this
So
from a corporation called Evo.
You should be sorry, Ollie.
The megacorp that this is a subsidiary of a subsidiary and so on of is called Evo Corp. Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Not
one of
Evil
the
Corp.
no, Evo Corp. They're one of the Mega 10, if you know what I mean. They're
Right,
essentially
right.
the Megacorps that basically rule the world. So.
They're actually known for being like the most friendly towards non-human metatypes.
Oh.
Yeah, Evo Corp is really friendly to meta-humanity, but that's because they see meta-humans as the evolution of humanity, if you know what I mean.
And they're also Russian.
Yep,
they
so I'm going
are
to do all
Russian.
the talking. I'll do all the
Um,
talking. I'll get us in.
So yeah,
Well,
Also run by
all
an orc.
megacorps, they're not really anything. They're multinational, but they're based from Russia. Yeah.
What's the likelihood we find lots and lots of vats full of half-grown giant?
I will eat them and gain their power.
I'll
because
kill
if we
them.
can just wait like the better part of a day, I can pick up Russian. So we'll have more than one Russian
We at least
speaker.
want to be going at night, so...
Well, would Russian really come in handy when they're? I mean,
Like,
this is like their
I think-
Seattle branch.
Yeah, the Seattle branch probably don't.
You never
don't
know.
speak Russian.
All right,
It
if
depends
it
on the-
lends credibility to your disguise.
You say, I've come from head office, and then start talking in Russian.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
can we please
we
have
might
this
overhear-
pretend that giants are fucking on the board of directors or something? Please.
Yes.
I think that would be scheduled quite a bit in advance. Not just a random inspection.
We hack it in, man.
I hack
Kicks.
it in, like...
Hack it onto like their Google Calendar or whatever.
Oh yeah,
It's actually pretty low chance that there's any like native Russian speakers there because it's like a subsidiary of a subsidiary, but it's still worth it probably.
If anyone wanted to do a check about the other things I talked to you on Skype about yesterday, because if you had like personal issues, like I think Harry will want to do a sense.
Yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that now. So. Okay, so let me just see something. Roll your edge, Hariel, for me. Okay, so if anything was following you, it's not following you right now, so your sensing doesn't find anything. Okay?
Yeah, I said that I wanted to sense when I was being followed.
Oh, okay. Well, then the roll still just goes ahead and says, like, literally since after that, nothing's been following you. Okay? So you just don't get lucky, so you don't find anything. Okay.
Okay.
Bermuda, if you want to do anything about your thing, or mention it to anyone, it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I can do, except get super paranoid. I don't know what I can do.
Explain your problems to us, my child.
Okay, Father Dankard.
Bear the load.
Doesn't have
No
to.
That's what she said.
You don't have to tell them if you don't want to, Bermuda. If you want to keep it to yourself, it's fully okay.
No, it doesn't seem like something she'd keep to herself, but I mean, she'd probably downplay it so as not to like alarm everybody, but I just get the feeling that someone's watching me in the Matrix, and like I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but it's like someone's trying to run searches on me or something.
I get that feeling sometimes.
Yeah, I bet you
But don't
do.
go crazy.
So, I mean, maybe there's no harm in it. I'm trying not to overreact, but I mean, I'm losing a little bit of sleep over it. That's all.
Maybe we should get rid of that
Comlink?
comlink at some point, just in case.
Well, I mean, if that's the cause of it, then it must be important, and we shouldn't just get rid of it. You don't know whose hands it'll fall into.
I mean, deal with it as fast as possible.
Yeah, deal with it. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, haven't got those things we got to sell as well.
All right,
Yeah.
Murdoch, shut up. I mean, obviously, there's nothing I can do with this comlink without some file that's missing, and I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for that file. And that it might even just land us in a whole heap of other trouble.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, we could I guess we could have more people around the comlink at all times, so you don't just have to have it by yourself at your house.
Yeah.
The comlink's haunted. Ooh.
I've also heard that they've got some sort of like fancy matrix tech that can sort of monitor your equipment, let you know if anybody's messing with it.
Well, I think that's probably how I knew that someone was messing with me. Warren, would you?
It's not
Would
so
you
much
say
that
that
anyone
that's-
was directly messing with you. It's just like when you're in the Matrix and running around with your persona, doing whatever it is you do on the Matrix, either like just
Oh, you don't want to know.
yeah, whatever it is you do in your personal time, you get the distinct feeling like when you run Matrix perception checks, like nothing ever comes back, but you get like a really jittery feeling that like some strange persona or something is like following you around or like trying to find out what you're doing, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a new thing in data trails that you can put onto a device, and basically all it does is constantly scan it to let you know if anybody's hacking it.
Okay. So it's not something I would already have.
No, you
Probably
get
not.
one.
It's like a module or something I'm looking
Okay.
for right now. But that might be worth looking at.
Okay. I thought it was like a program or something that's running that tells you like someone's trying to.
It might be a
Look you up.
Conlink program. I'm trying to
I
find
think it is a program.
So I have every single program.
It just
Not the
came
new
out,
ones.
though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you
Data
won't have it.
Trails is just put together like somebody slept with all the individual pages, and the ones that stuck to them were like how they organized it. It's not very clear and straightforward.
It is
It's
an
like
awful
every-
book.
Every other Shadowrun book.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It is an awful book.
Alright, back to the matter at hand. There's like a bunch of things you guys could do. You could like astrally project to see the building. You could just go to the building. I mean, there's
Quick question: is the office and lab two different buildings? Yeah.
they are kind of. One is a subterranean building below the office, and then the office is like above it. If you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Very symbolic.
The only way to actually reach the lab, from what you can see in the schematics, is by accessing some sort of large-scale, freight elevator at the back of the office.
Okay. I think I want to go see this building with my own eyes. So here's an idea. I know I come up with tend to be shit ideas. Say one of us, most likely Tex, walks in there, asking for a job interview, or something like this, or to use a bathroom. You know.